The insurance industry is on a precipice of significant change, unlike what they've experienced in the past, and very similar to what other industries are experiencing. The influencers of change are really very different than what we've probably experienced over the last 15 years when we only had one industry influencer, such as the internet back in the early 2000s, with smartphones back in the mid-2000s, and today, it's multiple ones that are converging to really create a really dramatic set of seismic changes. Influencers are everything from new customer expectations because of how they're interacting with other businesses such as Google and Amazon and Apple, to new competitors, and we can think of those like Google now into the market. The future is pretty risky for those that aren't really paying attention to it. Many insurers, have a deep well of existing customers, but those customers are aging. And it's the newer customers, the younger generation, that has a whole different mindset of purchasing insurance. Some of them aren't even purchasing vehicles because they live in metropolitan areas and they're using, different kinds of metro services, and they're using shared transportation services. They're not even getting driver's licenses. I mean, there's been a study done by a number of universities that have really shown that. So I think, over the long haul, your existing customers, their needs are going to change because they may be downsizing their homes, they may be moving into different kinds of communities, and that changes the dynamics of what their insurance needs are going to be. Looking into the future as to what the new generation of purchasers are going to be is going to be really, really critical. We are also looking at emerging technologies, from the Internet of Things to drones, to more sophisticated mobile technologies, to 3D printing and much more that are really having a great impact. And that's also driving another set of influencers, which is really a change in the risk profiles. So in today's world, where we've often had pricing of products that really assumed the risk associated to potentially having a car accident, or maybe a home had some kind of destruction, today we're looking at technologies and how we can eliminate and reduce risk. And that's really changing the risk profiles of policies. So the other aspect of this is also where we're seeing fading industry boundaries. And those fading industry boundaries, such as automotive, that are now getting into autonomous vehicles, and that's having a huge impact on insurance. And the potential that personal insurance may not be needed. It may be as a part of the purchase price. Or with new industries like the taxi cab industry that's been through dramatic change with Uber. Uber is now moving forward with a whole different kind of model, not just providing rideshare options, but also looking at autonomous vehicles as a way that people don't necessarily have to purchase vehicles. Not keeping abreast of this means that you are putting yourselves further and further behind. And in today's fast-paced, changing world, a year or two behind actually will expand out into 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years, and it becomes very, very difficult, if not nearly impossible, to do a catch-up because everybody's moving at a much different pace than what we've ever seen in the past. If you just think back to 2007, when the first smartphone entered into the market. We all were kind of excited about it, but think in 8 years, what a dramatic difference it's made, not just in the insurance industry, but in multiple industries. And those are the industries that the insurance industry serves, provides risk profile and risk products to be able to really operate. When you think about the pace of change now and all of the different kinds of technologies coming to play and the convergence of them, it's not just one, it's multiples. It really creates a different kind of dynamic that insurers really have to be much more agile. So what's really going to be critical for them is having core solutions that are really going to provide the ability to quickly adjust products, to bring in new channels, multiple different aspects to that. But at the same time, it may mean experimenting more. And instead of the traditional view of we've got to have our own internal system, we've got to build our own product, we got to get it out to market, all of that, we're seeing a lot of companies looking at the opportunity working with us in a cloud platform that is really a business platform that they can test, and they can bring new products to market in a different way. And if they are very, very successful, they have options to bring that back in-house or to, continue to build off of that platform. Our portfolio of solutions that really crosses the broad spectrum of all the insurance value chain, it really offers us an opportunity that we're taking those same insights and we're actually leveraging those into our innovation lab and leveraging those insights into what we're developing out as extended solutions or enhancements to our existing solutions, so that we're always keeping in time with where the industry is and helping our insurers and our customers really address their strategic needs and the pace of change and the transformation journey that they're on. We can really help them in their unique transformation journey and leveraging our solutions to address their immediate needs and their longer term needs, and also allow them options that they can actually go to market faster with new products and new offerings, and in a way that won't necessarily have to create a whole new infrastructure. What's interesting is the experimentation that's going on both within the North American market, but also in other markets around the world. At the same time, you've got other industries that are experimenting. And they're looking at how do they possibly reach the insurance market. It's often been discussed in the market that there's venture capital that are looking for startups and looking for business models that are going to disrupt the insurance industry. The question is how are we going to respond? How are we going to prepare? And what choices are we going to make as an industry so that we don't become the disruptive, we also become the disruptors of our own industry? If you think about it, where the industry started was really in a number of small coffee shops over in London and in social communities over in Europe. And it was really around social groups getting together to help each other to alleviate risk. Social media today actually has the opportunity to bring us back to what our beginnings were as an industry. And many of these technologies offer that. We just have to rethink how is it that we want to leverage those technologies to really go back to where we started. And as I've often said, it's really our opportunity to have a renaissance in the insurance industry, where we have a rebirth, we have a rethinking based on what our basic values were and really where we started as an industry many years ago.